I was gonna ask Chicago Rilla. I was gonna ask him if he ever read in like any books, spiritual books or whatever, where men had where it was, normal for men to have 7 or 8 or whatever, multiple wives. I was gonna ask him, would it be wrong for any of those men to decide, hey, look, I just want to cut it off and just have one wife? Would he
Why
be
they
frowned
already had the
upon?
wives?
Huh?
You saying like cut the wives off that he already had? Like he
No,
acquired
I'm just
seven
saying if
and
he
then
just wanted to deviate from the norm in that society and say, hey, look, I'm just good with the one I got. That would be
it,
cool, right?
it would be selfish, but yeah.
Yeah, but I
Selfish.
think also those societies. I think Shan is. I don't know who's the historian amongst us, but in those societies that allow for polygamy, not everybody was able to practice. Am I correct? Like not everybody. I think Hink was saying like not everybody could afford it, and I think it was more or less reserved for the elite, the upper echelon in those times. Now I know in today's time, everybody big baller shot caller can afford 7 wives and gonna love them all equally, dick them down equally, make sure they straight. All of them gonna get equal visiting time. All the kids gonna be straight. Gonna have that Nick Cannon lifestyle. So
The reason I said selfish is so say you got 20 women and it's 5 men. If that's all the dating pool is, then if those men choose monogamy, that's 15 women who will never have kids and never have a family. That's the reason I said selfish. So I'm assuming in one of those societies that you was talking about, that if they have 7 or 8 wives, it's probably a cultural need for it.
You also assuming that everybody is matching accurately with the numbers, and everybody who's ready to be married is matching accurately with the disproportion of the numbers. Because there's people that don't want to be married. There's people that's too young for marriage. There's people that are gay. You know what I'm saying? So
that would drive it further into selfishness, because what you would be doing is limiting unless the women were gonna marry themselves. You would
well,
so
I can agree to
So
that.
Marcus,
Only
maybe
if there was.
societies course corrected all of that too, though. Between the religion and the laws of the land, all that stuff got corrected anyway, right? So they that sense of marriage, family, lineage, all those things. The bottom line was more of a sense of duty, and love ain't have shit to do with nothing in those times. In those times, but these extreme hypotheticals we talking about. Gerald, what's cracking, man? I see you with the
hey, Marcus,
Murakami, man. I see you with the Murakami, Joe.
Marcus, what
what
you
you
said.
saying?
Not gonna say, Marcus, what you said. Some of them women need to get their portfolio together. Maybe then they not doing what they need to do to attract that right man, and be the one who won the prize. It's look. What's going on now is forcing women. They got to raise their standards. They had no choice, unless they're gonna have to start shacking up together like Golden Girls, or they're gonna have to be about polygamy. Most of them don't want that, but they might have to. If that's what they want a man, you might have to share a man. You might have to willing to take 2 or 3 days a week and share it with your cousins or your neighbor down the street. Are they willing to do it, or are you gonna get your resume all the way together so you are more worthy of that man than the next woman? Are you willing to Nancy Kerrigan a woman and take her out by a goddamn knees in order to get that? Then fuck it. If you ain't, then you better fight for these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, we got what? Homicide, fratricide, homosexuality, jail.
Mhm.
That number kind of, if you gonna, some women say I'm only messing with this specific type of black man, that number get kind of weird. That's the reason I brought the example up.
And I think that speaks to what Chicago said about self-correcting. Like it wouldn't be selfish because then you got a lot of women that got these unrealistic standards and kind of just screw themselves out of a relationship altogether. So that this notion that there won't be enough men for women, I don't see any data or any articles or any breaking news saying, "Oh, we're running out of men." I think the headlines are more like we're running out of a specific type of man. this dream man that these women are putting in their heads. But not, I don't think there's a population issue that justifies, oh, I need to have 7 wives or whatever. I think that's something that you just want to do, and if you can pull it off, go ahead.
And that's the one thing I agree. You have your choice, but you can't.
Now you just making my whole point that I've been saying this whole damn night. My choice.
No, I'm not. So let me finish the rest of that sentence. If you brought the brother Kenny up here, he has spoken before. Yeah, and I'm emotional. Blackface. All right, so you brought the brother from Nigeria up here, and he explained to you how that was beneficial and how those Congo, Burkina Faso, etc., they thrive and have thriving situations living like that. And we have our situations over here. To say that can't work, that's being limited. What works for you, I could respect that. That's your choice. Okay, we're right there. But when I put the questions up as for going back to nature, is it natural for us to be monogamous? No. If you dictate and go through history, it was never beneficial for us to be monogamous until we were supposedly civilized to this culture.
So, no, I'm sorry. I was going.
I also pointed out, actually, y'all did a great job of pointing out the flaws of having that contract. A lot of things that don't work in your benefit, being too young and signing that contract. Nelson touched on that. The repercussions if you wish to break that contract, that was touched by many of y'all, Trev and such. It has more negative factors than beneficial factors. And I'm going back to a couple discussions when Shan pointed that out. He gave at least 5 to 7 examples why it was a bad deal. So I'm referencing points of what we touched on, but I'm not knocking it. If that's for you, it's for you. But if I put certain things on the table so we can talk about it, that doesn't mean I'm trying to bastardize it. I'm just pointing out facts.
So,
yep.
all right.
Kenny, you can have multiple wives, and they can all break them goddamn contracts you talking about.
And you could have one and she can destroy you, because in the culture of what you talk about, some of the richest women in the world have accrued their wealth off of what? That contract, yes or no?
I agree. But I'd rather deal with one headache than multiple.
It tends.
If I have to choose headaches, if I got to deal with 3 headaches, and them breaking the goddamn contract compared to one breaking the contract, I'm able to survive. I'm able to get back on my. Now you imagine dealing with 3 different women with 3 different headaches and 3 different ways to try to get out.
Well, to answer you, those women, and I'm using over there, they conduct themselves way different than the women over here.
Over there? What are you talking about over there? What are you talking about over there?
You said Boca.
Western, Eastern. I made the comparison. Did I not?
Yeah, he did. He was talking about not in this society.
Oh, you talking about out of the country?
Yes, I made that initial comparison.
I'm in America. Fuck that. I don't give a damn about them over there.
That's why I said the last stream. I said I'm in America, man. Ain't nothing
So, all right, let me propose something for y'all for America.
Marcus, before, and that's where the communication goes left.